All right. Just make sure it's running. Okay, I think it is. All right, here we go. So let me get the full slide up here. Whoa. Okay. Alright, so I did my project on American fast food's effect on Europe, and my question, the data is from 2012, that's why that's in the question. In 2012, does the existence of McDonald's fast food establishments correlate with an increase in national obesity rates? And the reason I chose McDonald's is because I think it's the best representation of an unhealthy American eatery, and because it's so global that it does make us, it has significant representation over there in Europe. And yeah, I just want to see if there was a correlation between obesity rates and the number of McDonald's establishments in a country. Alright, so my hypothesis was that I believe that there will be a strong positive correlation between McDonald's establishments per country and national obesity rates. And I also thought that more populated countries will probably have a higher IQ for both. That was just my thought going in there. Just because there's more people, probably a better economy, have more American establishments like McDonald's there, and more consumerism and all that jazz. Okay. Alright, this is just a graph of the number of McDonald's establishments per country, which is unfair because obviously the countries with a higher population and higher that deal more with the U.S. are going to have more McDonald's. So you can see that Germany and France and the UK and Italy, well, I guess not really Italy, but United Kingdom, France, those are the countries that have the most amount of McDonald's. The one funny thing is that Iceland has recently been reported has no McDonald's. So it's not that Iceland has no data on McDonald's. They have 0 McDonald's establishments. Other countries I was not able to get. Other European countries other than the ones listed here, I was not able to get McDonald's establishment data on them. But Iceland does in fact have 0 McDonald's establishment. Make that clear. Okay, this is made it a little more fair. This is the ratio. The numbers on the side are just the ratio of McDonald's establishments to the country's population. So the number of McDonald's establishments divided by the total population of the country. And you can see that Germany and France and the UK are no longer leading once the ratio is normalized there. The leaders become Austria and Sweden and Cyprus, believe it or not, more McDonald's to population ratio. I thought that was interesting that even though like Germany and Germany and UK have over 1,000 establishments, they still don't match up on a person-to-person ratio as well as Sweden, Austria, and Cyprus. So I found that pretty interesting. And this, once again, is another unfair graph, I would say, but it's still kind of interesting just to look at the number of obese adults per country. And you can see that the UK and France and Germany, once again, have the most because they have the most people. But, 16 million classified as obese in the UK. It's pretty crazy. And this is it, the ratio of obese adults to the total population of the country. And we can see that the UK still ranks up there with their 16 million, factoring pretty largely into the ratio of their total population. Czech Republic, Germany is going down, Hungary, which I think is funny because Hungary sounds like Hungary, and they're all obese over there. Not really, but they have a large amount of obese. They have the biggest ratio of obese people to their total population. Yeah, and then also Ireland, Iceland, and Luxembourg have some pretty high rates there as well. And this is my map of the LQ readings of the European obesity rates. And as you can see, we have the UK, Ireland, Lithuania, Czech Republic, and Luxembourg top the list as far as obesity rates. And some of those countries are pretty high in population and economic standing, like the UK as far as population goes, and Luxembourg in economic status. But then like you have Lithuania, who I'm not too sure, but I don't think they're not more of a viewed as a traditional power as far as population and economics go. So I thought it was interesting that they made the obesity list, not exercising over there or something. But yeah, then there's countries like Germany and France and Portugal who are low on the list, have a relatively low LQ. Italy, very low LQ for a country with such a high population. A lower obesity. Yeah, and then a lot of in the middle there with Estonia, and yeah, that's pretty interesting. Yeah. And then here's another one. This is the European McDonald's establishment map, and you can see that the countries that have the most McDonald's establishments per with when examined in the ratio of against the population, there's France, Austria, Sweden, UK, and Ireland. Kind of top list. Also Cyprus over there in the corner. You can kind of see them on the right there. They also have a lot of McDonald's apparently. But sorry. It's like yeah, and then there's once again Italy is lower on the list, and looks like the more east you go, you see less and less of McDonald's. That Western influence kind of fading out there as you get out into Greece, and except for Cyprus once again, which has a lot of McDonald's in there when compared to their total population. They're the outlier for sure, physically and numerically. Then you have Latvia and Lithuania on the lower end of that spectrum. But yeah, some interesting findings for sure. So largely I'd say my hypothesis is not backed up by the data. There was just a lot of randomness, and it doesn't seem to be correlated really at all. The two, which I thought they would much more than it actually was. But there were some interesting things, like as far as the higher populated countries go. I picked UK, Germany, Poland, Spain, France, and Italy. And the UK was great for my hypothesis. They had high number of McDonald's. They had a high McDonald's LQ and a high obesity LQ. So they were the only ones that really fit the whole hypothesis as far as bigger countries in population and economic size would correlate well with the two. And the two, obesity and McDonald's, correlating together. Also, Germany, not so much. Germany had a higher McDonald's, a higher LQ as far as McDonald's goes, and they kind of had a medium obesity rate. Poland had a lower McDonald's LQ and a higher obesity rate. And then Spain had kind of a medium McDonald's LQ and once again a higher obesity rate. France had high McDonald's and low obesity. So that was kind of interesting. How they have as a population, they were in the red on my map. You can see them in the red right here. But once again, their obesity was relatively low. So France has got a secret over there. Italy has relatively low McDonald's LQ and also a relatively low obesity rate, which that also fits my hypothesis somewhat. That they would also, if they have a positive correlation, they'd also have a negative correlation with less of one, less of the other. So Italy and UK helped out my hypothesis. The rest did not, even close. So also some other interesting cases. Countries that had high McDonald's LQ, Austria, and also had a low obesity. Austria was the highest of the high and the lowest of the low in obesity. So very impressive that they can have that many McDonald's and also keep their obesity rates low. Iceland had a very high obesity rate and 0 McDonald's establishments. So even though they took away the McDonald's, all the McDonald's, they're still obese over there. They got to figure that out. Problem was not in the McDonald's apparently, but I think that was pretty recent that they got rid of the McDonald's. So I actually have no idea why they got rid of McDonald's. I don't know if it was because of their having obesity problems over there. Ireland and the UK have they also had high McDonald's rates and high obesity. So those were the two that really helped. And then Romania also helped mine. Low McDonald's, low obesity. So those are the two that kind of helped my hypothesis. But the rest, for the most part, did not. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Thank you for your time. Let me exit out of here and stop this.